Today we're diving into something that's been on my mind for a while. What do you do if you can't get your hands on a Comet cruiser? It's an amazing board, but with the crazy demand and spotty availability, it's almost impossible to snag one. So I went searching for an alternative and found the Happy Board Sticky. Let's see if it's a worthy substitute. The Comet Cruiser is one of the most iconic boards out there. Most people love it, but its availability is a real headache. You might have to wait months for a new batch, and if you miss it, well, you're out of luck. So what can you get if you can't grab a Comet? I decided to try out the Happy Sticky, a deck from a small downhill focused brand in Germany called Happy Boards. The Happy Sticky is a well-built board, priced at around 180. For that price, you get a deck that is very similar to the Comet in terms of size and construction. It's got vertically laminated wood, sandwiched between fiberglass layers, but with a unique twist: urethane side rails. These rails protect the deck during crashes and offer some waterproofing, which means no more dealing with fiberglass splinters from cracked rails. One of the things about the Sticky is that you can customize the outer color of the urethane rails. It's a small touch, but it's nice to make the board feel like your own. The deck doesn't come with grip tape, but it does include a 3D printed skid plate. While it might not be as durable as the Comet's plastic one, it's super easy to replace. Just print a new one and bolt it on. Unfortunately, the 3D model is not available, so it would be good for them to make that one public. They did it for their other boards. The Sticky also has CNC'd wheel wells, which had to prevent wheel bite. Plus, there are multiple wheelbase options, giving you some flexibility to adjust your setup to your liking. You can choose between soft white or hard black 7-degree wedged risers. I went with the softer white risers. I just prefer the smoother ride, but in the end, it's all about preference. I set up the Sticky just like I would with the Comet Cruiser. .108 mm Paris trucks, mixed durometer riptide bushings, and Powell Peralta snakes. It's not the cheapest setup, but it's definitely a fun and lively ride. The board has a nice flex that makes it great for pumping and carving. The Happy Sticky is a lightweight board, stripped down to the essentials. It's nearly flat with a bit of rocker and a very flat tail. Not as comfortable as a real kicktail, but still functional. I'm thinking about adding a torque block on the rear for extra traction, but that's something I'll experiment with later. Now, let's talk about how it compares to the Comet Cruiser. Both boards are set up to be nimble, and with Paris trucks and snakes, they're a joy to ride. The Sticky is a little heavier, but it's still easy to carry around. It's got a nice bounce and handles rough roads pretty well. The Comet is a bit more flexible and has a more pronounced rocker, making it slightly lower to the ground. The difference isn't huge, but you can feel it. Here's the thing. I had both the Comet Cruiser and the Happy Sticky, but I ended up selling the Comet. It's an awesome board, super flexy and fun, but there was one issue that made me part ways with it: the build quality. My Comet had sharp edges on the wheel wells and holes in the epoxy. And the worst part, fiberglass splinters. Every time I swapped out the trucks, I ended up with itchy hands, which was just too much of a hassle for me. This will only get worse when you crack down the rails. On the other hand, the Happy Sticky feels almost indestructible with those urethane rails. It's a bit stiffer, which makes it more stable at higher speeds, a nice bonus for downhill riding, plus it's so easy to grab for a quick session, especially when I'm practicing slides. In the end, both boards are great for cruising around town. If you're looking for something with extreme bounce and rocker, go with the Comet Cruiser. But if you prefer a more durable board that handles speed better, the Happy Sticky is a more than solid choice. I want to add some suggestions for setups. I use 3D printed insert bushings made out of polyurethane. They just give me that extra bit of stability on those else pretty loose Paris trucks. If your roads are rougher than mine, some bigger wheels can improve the road feeling, but depending on how hard you ride, you might need to add a little riser. And of course, I'm not gonna lie, some split angle precision trucks, just like those Exile Hydras, that's the good stuff. But of course not necessary. But these were just some suggestions. It's completely fine stock, believe me. And this concludes my review of the Happy Sticky. What do you think about it? If you got any questions, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.